Do I have microplastics in my brain?
They've been found in human blood, human placenta. Yeah, so it is in our
body.
Yeah.
Find a job you love and you will never have to work a day of your life.
No lah.
No such thing, right?
This was really fun. We saw like 13 snakes of 5 different kinds, fireflies.
What?
I'm crazier in real life. You should see me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to my science teacher in Sec 3, Miss Lim Yen Hun. She said, Rishi, you have a very sweet tongue. People need to be careful in the future. I'm like, wow. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Rishi Report SG60 podcast special. Typically, as you know, this is a show where we feature broken news by broke comedians. That's right. We will have some news. We will have only one broke comedian in the house. That's me. But my guest is someone who wears many hats. She's a educator, she's a content creator, she's a nature tour guide as well. Like I said, many hats, but only one iconic dress. Please welcome the Biogirl, MJ, everybody. What's up, MJ? Thanks for joining me.
Yay! Happy to be here, finally.
Hey, is it weird if I call you Miss Kong? Because you, is that a teacher thing?
I used to be called Miss MJ lah.
Oh,
Miss
okay,
Kong
okay.
sounds a bit, yeah.
Miss
So I was
Kong sounds like an angry old Chinese lady
Yeah.
that I had last time.
Sorry to all the... But yeah, Miss MJ sounds like more relatable to the kids.
Fair. No, hey, thanks so much for being here. It really means a lot. The Biogirl MJ. This is like a superhero or a cartoon character, or is this, I don't know, what is this? Tell us, for people who've never heard of Biogirl MJ. I think there's maybe a few because you've got a very strong following online. Who is this?
So I really do love biology a lot. I mean, I love science, but biology is like my love, my first love, my passion. So I've always been zooming into biology, and that's why I went into life sciences in university. So when starting up the channel, honestly, we're trying to give like a nice ring to the name instead of just like, like Mandy MJ or something like that. Yeah, so I want to give like a more character name or label. So that's where Biogirl MJ came about, but I didn't really put much thought into the name, but it turned out to be, one of our strongest brand identity.
That caught on very strongly, right?
Yeah.
Well, talk me through that brand identity. So this is something, a character that relates with children and their parents as well, right?
So for parents, I think our content is quite palatable for a lot of people. For any audience, they don't have to be kids. We've seen the elderly watching it because we kind of make the information a little more bite-sized for fun. So it's accessible to a range of audience of all ages, more tweak to their knowledge level.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's how we got the parents in also. Sometimes the kids are the ones sharing it to the parents, but sometimes it's the other way around. The parents are the fans and then they show it to the kids. Yeah, so we've seen before like a family running and then the mom was like, hey, you go take photo. But I asked the kid, do you know me? Then the kid was like, no, but my mom loves you. Then I was like, oh, great. So the mommy is the excited one. Yeah.
Actually,
so it's quite cute lah. Like 2 generations at one go, right? Like why not?
That's very relatable. That happens. That happens to me also. Like,
really?
Actually, the parents are the ones who watch your content,
Yeah,
but they're like,
they're
hey,
the
you know who is this or not? They're like, no.
No.
Why must I take photo? And I can see the child is so upset that they have to stop their thing and then take picture with me. And I'm like, hey, why? Don't force the kid if they don't want. They don't want. Here's what I'm curious about. How would you define your genre? Is it educational specific or is it like edutainment? Because I have learned a lot of things from your channel. Recently, I think you did something about the blood moon.
Oh my goodness, yes, that was so fun. It went like over 1 million views on TikTok for some reason.
Because people, actually Singaporeans, I think, and I'm going to take a wild guess here, but I don't think your audience is limited to just Singapore, right? Because your content is not Singapore specific. Anybody who's got some degree of curiosity or inquisitiveness about science can learn a bit from it.
Yes.
So it probably crosses some borders.
It did. And the fact that blood moon can be seen in many different countries. Yeah, so our audience do span beyond Singapore, especially I think for any creators above 100K, it probably means they kind of cross out of Singapore already. Our market is limited in that sense.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would think the genre is edutainment. just because the fact that education on social media, you kind of got to make it entertaining. People are not on social media to watch a lecture, right? There's other platforms for that. So to make educational content work on social media, it has to be entertaining. Yeah, but that's the fun and that's the challenge of it, right? How do I make a seemingly boring topic fun and educational? So when people watch it, they won't realize that they are learning something.
Yeah,
so
man.
that's the goal.
You know why I was so excited to speak to you about this? Because you have brought a degree of joy to learning something that actually maybe doesn't bring people joy. You know what I mean? Like complex things or even things that people were curious about, but they switch off in school. But then, okay, actually, this superhero or this particular character is making me like this thing.
The funny big specs.
The funny bit. So tell me about the funny that you bring. Are you naturally like that? So for example, when you were educating kids, because I think you were working in an educational institution in the past.
Yes.
Were you like that? Were you that teacher who make kids laugh and do silly things to get them engaged in the subject matter?
Pretty much. I think you hit it spot on. Yeah. So I take pride a lot in my lessons. Even up to today, every assembly talk workshop, I will try to make it as entertaining as possible. So even for my students in the past during the lesson, I always start off with like a hook. So like our content creation, with the hook to capture the audience attention. I actually do that with my classroom also. Like
your hook for a long time online was "Hi guys." that was it, right?
Yes.
With the specs and the close up, "Hi guys," and then you're like, okay, and then you go into the topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I also do that for my lesson, like, if they talk about, like human circulatory system, I'll talk, there's actually in the animal kingdom, there's different colors of blood. There's blue color, there's purple color, and it leads to, the hemoglobin, which they learn in their syllabus.
Red blood cell.
Exactly. Hey, your science teacher is proud of you.
No, I don't know. Actually, shout out to my science teacher in Sec 3.
Oh, you still remember?
Yes, Miss Lim Yen Hun. She was one of those who really cared about the students, so much so that I was the kind of horrible kid. Actually, I love bio a lot, but when I fail once, right, I tried to negotiate for 1 mark. And I'll never forget. I'll forget all the lessons that she taught me, but I'll never forget after I went to I got 24 out of 50. I'm like, teacher, Miss Lim, please, I really try very hard. Please, I promise I'll go very hard. I'll make sure I'll try to get it fixed and everything, but this one really, you should be able to accept this answer. And then she gave me the 1 mark to make me pass, and she said, Rishi, you have a very sweet tongue. People need to be careful in the future. I'm like, wow. Hey, is this a compliment or is this
It's a foresight. Look at what you're doing now.
I don't know, man. I don't know what sweet tongue means, but Miss Lim Yan Hun, thank you for your feedback. Thank God you never write that in the report book. But yeah, so you were saying about how you translated that character that Miss MJ is in real life onto social media. Eventually.
Yes, I don't feel I'm like, people I would always ask, are you like a different persona on camera? And I was like, nah, I'm the same. I'm crazier in real life. You should see me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like to yap a lot. I'm not intentionally funny, but people do say that I'm funny, so I think I am. But it's just who I am and how I behave naturally. So I guess that kind of shows through our videos, and people can feel like the genuine, the sincerity, and the real me. Yes.
Okay.
This is me.
That's so cool. I'm going to show you 2 images right now of 2
I'm scared.
2 people or 2 characters from the real world, maybe the fictional world. I don't know. Okay, but I'm guessing these are people you might recognize.
Okay.
For our listening audience, let's verbalize once you recognize who they are. And I want you to tell me, among these 2, who MJ relates to more. Just to help me understand who you are, so that we can proceed. Okay, fun stuff. Don't worry. Let's show the images.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you recognize those 2?
Yes, of course.
Okay, verbalize on the who's on the left?
So on the left is Greta Thunberg.
Okay.
So she is an environmental activist. She made a very impactful statement in front of all the big shots. I'm not sure, I've forgotten how many years ago, but yes. And then she became the icon, of all the environmentalists around the world.
Yes, a young person when she began her journey. And
Sweden,
now, Swedish, and now continues that journey.
Yes,
Huh?
that's amazing. She's amazing.
Okay, and the other
On the right, hola, we have Dora the Explorer. Dora, 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 the Explorer.
Wait, you say hola because is she Spanish?
Yeah, she will say hola because I think the original Dora Explorer is in Spanish and then they turn it, but she always say hola. And
This is a nugget of information that my research team, which involves me, didn't have.
oh, now you know.
I never watched her. Sorry, I watched different. I watched the show. Okay, look, let's see whether we're from the same generation. To me, this is not about climate. Okay, we'll come back to Greta and Dora in a bit,
Yeah.
okay? But did you ever watch this show called Where is Carmen Sandiego? Wow, oh my God,
Oh my
silence.
goodness, I don't think it's my
Anybody?
generation.
What?
Wait.
Hey, MJ. Hey, sorry, JM is our studio director off screen laughing. Bro, you got not?
Is this Kids Central or Octo?
No. This was a show about geography, how I learned about the world because it was about this spy character called Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, sounds so
It's
fun.
a cartoon.
Oh.
And there's like people who are looking for Carmen, and she always ends up in every episode in a different city in a different part of the world. So there are these people chasing her, and the show is just, where is Carmen Sandiego? Where on earth could she be?
Hey.
My singing is very bad, but you know, it's just so don't have a.
You know,
Okay,
I
lah.
only watch Bill Nye and See for We.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Yes, I
okay,
do.
that's cool. So if you are new to MJ's content and you are from this generation of Bill Nye, the science guy, it's kind of the genre, right?
It is.
This fun, interesting character who shares nuggets of information about science, makes it all fun to learn.
Gets you excited to learn about science. Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's bring it back to Greta and Dora. So, who is MJ closer to on this spectrum? The environmental, climate change, and world affairs activist, or the explorer that brings you around to learn new things?
Oh my, this is hard. Okay, I'll pick one, even though like the best answer is like a little bit of both depending on which hat I kind of carry. So in
Fair.
my youth leadership, I would think I'm leaning towards more Greta. But in my more educational, public facing with my workshops and, you know, going to schools, I'm a bit more like Dora.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think inherently probably more Dora. I think my goal here is to educate others. I wouldn't label myself activist actually. At most, it's like a advocate, an educator at heart. So I think that's very much what Dora is like. She just brings you out, she gets you excited. But her goal there, I think, is to make sure that you learn along the way different values. I mean, but I respect Greta and I love her for the work that she does. But I think, you know, we can all have different ways of advocacy. Hers might be more on the activist side, which we will need. But I feel like I'm in between, which we also need, right? It's like different people on the spectrum to make things work. So probably Dora.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you very much for that.
Yay.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Why do you love science so much? The assumption is that you love science. That's what I'm getting.
Yes.
What made you fall in love with it so much?
Because it's all around you. Right? It explains a lot of the things that you wonder and you question about the earth, and most of the time they can answer you, you know, with science. And as you learn more, you dig deeper, and then you realize that science is never ending. There's always more discoveries to be made, and that's what gets scientists going also, right? The joy and that, even though it's rare and it's hard, you know, but there's this like small percentage of you discovering something new that could potentially help mankind. So it's just very exciting and it's never ending, and there's always something new to discover.
You work with your marine tours as well. I'm very interested to learn about that because you take like groups out to different parts of Singapore.
Yes.
And tell us what happens on these marine, are they called marine biology tours? Is that fair to say? Or
they're mainly just nature guided tours.
Nature guided tours, okay.
Yes. So we do bring them mainly through our marine intertidal areas. But we also bring them to mangrove night. I just did a mangrove night walk last Saturday. So it's really fun. We saw like 13 snakes of 5 different kinds, fireflies.
what?
Sometimes you'll see owls. So yeah, I know, it's really exciting.
So you go, so this is a night mangrove nature guided tour.
Yes.
So you are the main guide.
Yes.
And who are the people signing up for these?
It's for the public, but we do take in schools and corporate. So that's like a private session where they write into us, then we can craft a customized one for them. Yeah, but every month we have one of such tours for the public and also our marine guided tours. Yeah, so different ecosystem of Singapore. The less traveled path, I would say. Yeah, because usually people don't go nature at night. So to know that we have like nocturnal animals. Cool nocturnal animals is very wowsy to them. Yeah, and also the marine one is really, really fun. Because during the COVID period, we started pushing out our videos where I'm exploring the marine ecosystems of Singapore. And this is what I studied in university. My last year is like focusing on marine biology. So I kind of knew what's going on and what are the animals there. But a lot of Singaporeans don't really know.
Yep.
And they don't really know that you actually visit the area. Even kids, elderly, you don't have to be like diving in order to see marine animals in Singapore.
Here's what I'm curious about. When you go to these mangrove areas at night, do you need some kind of, I don't know, like permit, or do you need some kind of, I don't know, somebody needs to give you like permission or licensing, or you just like, hey, meet at this block and then we walk in together?
Okay, caveat. Most areas are restricted at night. So there are only a few areas in Singapore that you can actually visit at night without a permit.
Okay.
Yeah, but that being said, we also do look around. If anyone doing shady things, then I'll report to the authorities immediately.
So it's like a police walk, man.
It's a little bit because I think the nature community cares a lot about the area also. So we don't want like people trying to do like shady stuff around the area.
Like what? Like I don't know, catching the
yeah, sometimes they do happen, or they enter restricted area pathways because there's a set boardwalk to walk on. Yeah, so that's where I'm quite strict also.
How did you discover this, MJ? I'm just curious because it's not common knowledge, right?
It's not.
So like, did you, I don't know, like look up a map, or did you go online, or did you like stumble upon it in your personal exploration and you thought, hey, actually, I can bring people here. I'm just curious how it all happened.
It happened because I studied environmental biology back in university. So I think with that, you kind of get exposed to, like different field trips, you meet different people, and everyone is kind of in the community. So you learn from each other. And I met certain friends who enjoy night walks themselves. Yeah, so they go in on a leisure basis, they bring their friends. So I kind of joined in and I was like, hey, this is really fun. Yeah, and as we do more nature videos, a lot of our audience, they will write into us, say, can you actually bring us on a walk?
And you get parents with children as well. I mean, I ask this because I know I've got friends who are like super fans of MJ, and their kids are super fans of MJ, and they will go on these one of these tours and they will send me a photo like, hey, look who we met. I'm like, yeah, you never took a picture with me, but you're taking a picture with MJ. Good for you. Good for you, little
They're
girl.
like, hey, this next photo for Uncle Rishi. I was like, oh, Uncle Rishi, okay.
Yeah, but what do you gather when you see, parents with their children when they come on your tours? What is it like when you interact with them?
It has mostly been pleasant, definitely. I mean, a lot of times they will say like, at first their kids are not interested in outdoors, they want to be at home, but the videos actually got them interested in the environment, so it kind of draws them out, which I thought was, the irony, right? Like, hey, social media is supposed to keep you at home, but instead it was doing the opposite.
That is so cool, isn't it?
Like,
I know,
it is.
My child was on the iPad, then they saw your video, and now they want to go out into the mangrove.
Yes.
What a wild success story that is. To me, I think that's just the supreme definition of social media doing good for the environment, which is very rare.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and with that, we kind of bring them around. I mean, some of them are a little bit scared, right? Especially for some of our marine tours. They are some are afraid to step in the water. Then I was a bit shocked. They don't dare to step.
Kids or parents?
Kids. The parents are okay, but the kids don't dare to step into the sand and then the water. Then they were like, oh, the water is entering my shoe. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's the whole point. That
will happen. That will happen,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, it's like an ankle deep. Yeah, so sometimes the parents do need to take a while to actually calm them down. They might start bursting into tears.
Really?
Yeah. So I was a bit, I'm not used to that because, I've always been outdoors. So to see a kid has like never really stepped into nature was a little bit surprising. But the good thing is that they are here right on our tours and the parents are trying to expose them. So I thought that was really nice. And most of them managed to overcome the fear in the end. So it was really rewarding to see, right? In the end, they're like jumping to the sand and playing in the water. And I was like, at first you're so scared. Then now you're just like, your whole body is wet already.
Do you tell them to wear like special, I don't know, outfit or gear? Like, hey, you must wear this special shoe or like boots. You know those fisherman boots? I don't know whether,
yes.
Yes or no? I'm not sure.
We do recommend, but actually Crocs is enough because the area that we usually bring them to is quite safe, quite friendly. There are certain areas in Singapore which is very challenging and that one I will require more stricter equipment or like footwear. But other than that, it's more chill as long as covered shoes. Yeah, long sleeve is more recommended just in case there's any like send flies around, yada yada.
Yep.
But in general, it's like it's chill. It's like any outdoor activity.
So cool. In your interaction with the parents and the children, is it your view that they are stressed about PSLE?
Ooh,
Super big topic. I know we
getting
suddenly go
into
from mangroves
that.
and marine into PSLE. I'm just curious because in the rest of the world, there's multiple seasons, right? And say, spring, summer, and then winter, autumn. Singapore, I think, is just exam season,
exam.
durian season, or school holiday season. I mean, PSLE is such a big part of parents and children's lives, families' lives in Singapore.
It's a wide range. I don't think they are still stressed out about. I feel like that's like a generational trauma thing that we cannot shake it.
There's a expectation of everybody around them that contributes higher to the stress.
It does.
Not just the school, not just society, not just the parent. And again, this is probably a case-by-case basis. But there are some elements of that, I think, that contribute to it. I'm not sure what you feel about that.
I think, like what you said, right? The surrounding, especially the peer pressure does help a lot. Which school they are in is a very big factor. So in the more... Okay, there's no better word to put it, but in the more elitist school.
Go.
Yeah, it's a tough life there. So in my previous role as a teacher, I do interact with some of them, but they're all very good nature. I must say, people kind of have the impression that they're like spoiled and everything.
You're talking about the kids in the elite schools.
Yeah, but no, I think they are actually they're brought up really well. They're well mannered. They are kind, sweet souls. It's just that they are surrounded by peers that are all facing the same thing, and the parents are all, they will be in a chat group, and then they will just share information like, hey, which teacher to go, what thing to do, and then like in order to make sure that your kid get into the school that they want, the teachers have to be like parent volunteer support, and they have to like fight for the slot 1 year in. And I was shocked by that. My friend was telling me like, I need to join I need to volunteer this, volunteer that for this festival. And I was like, for what? And it's like, to ensure that my kid can go into this particular school. And I was like, oh my goodness, is this my life? Like next time. Yeah,
Singaporean parents will really do anything for their kids' primary 1 registration and for to get their kids into the school they want in primary 1. They will move their entire lives, man.
They'll move closer to it.
I need to be 1 kilometer within this school in order to get priority. And they do that for the future of the kids.
Yeah. So that's one part, but I do see like there are also some parents who treasure the kids like holistic development.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it can be a bit of both. Like they study hard, but they kind of play hard as well. So that's kind of nice. Or some parents, very few, but I manage to get that kind of a balance. Yeah, but I also do see some parents are very hands off, and then the kids are not really learning much also. So I don't think that's very ideal as well. So I think a good balance is important in the middle. Or, like work hard and play hard. So at least the kids feel that they are rewarded for their efforts. Yeah, but I think just either or is not really good. Yeah, so that's what I've been seeing.
Do you remember the first time I contacted you? It's a weird thing. Or no?
We met in real life and we shook hands, right?
No, that's what. Okay, so yes. But before that... And you probably get loads of weird DMs. But I remember I had watched your channel and I was very intrigued by the content. And I remember I was running in Thailand. I was on vacation on a writing retreat. And I go for runs in the morning and I run by the beach. And the tide had come in. And I think I saw some animal in the ocean and the tide. And I don't know why the first instinct was, let me message the just keep thinking people, ask them whether they know. They know what is this.
Wait, really?
So I did that.
I'm gonna scroll, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, hi guys, what do you think this is?
Did I reply?
You did?
Oh yes, I did.
You did. You did respond, and then you told me what it was, and you asked me where this was found.
Okay.
And it was quite cool. And I found myself being like a excited child about something I just saw, and I never felt that way before. The other person I tried was Sir David Attenborough, but he never responded. I don't know whether he got no social media. It's like,
man's busy filming.
He's got a lot of things. I mean, in 90 years, he's done a lot. I'm sure the last thing he wants to do is respond to some Singaporean comedian about
asking what is this?
What starfish is this? But yeah, you mentioned generational trauma. Talk me through what your view is on that in terms of these education system, or rather the stress levels that children face in their education in Singapore.
Well, when I mean generational trauma, I feel I realize certain parents, because they received this sort of system when they were younger, and it apparently worked for them, and then they felt like, oh, that's how I should, raise up my kids. Yeah, especially if they are in certain schools, they will actually want their kid to go back to that school, which is very weird. Like,
I'm alumni.
That's why you should
go
come back. Yeah, it's quite funny. I was like, I understand, the nostalgia and stuff, but wow, they really like, oh, they should go back to my alma mater. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try my best.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think there is a sense of that, and perhaps there's some truth in what you're sharing that, okay, it did very well for me. I made very good friends here. I've got great networks here. I had a lot of positive memories here in 1995. So now, 30 years later, you should do that.
You should do that. You experience the same thing as me.
That's so interesting, though. Yeah, don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, nothing. No, I mean, the kid might actually turn out to enjoy also. Yeah. So it's just interesting to see like different parents have different ways of what they feel is a good upbringing for their kids, and what's a good educational structure or format.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that, and I think it's at least for the parents and their friends. Like for me, like I've got friends who their children went to the same school that we were all in, that we met. So it's sometimes, well, this has happened where I am invited back to the school to go and give a talk.
Oh, that's so nice.
For example, I went back to Tanjung Katong Secondary. Right?
Okay. Oh,
yeah. Because actually the Prime Minister is also from there. Lawrence Wong is from there.
Oh, yes.
But he got no time.
He was busy.
No, I'm not sure if they asked him, but I'm just saying that they were like, Rishi, will you come? I was like, why don't you ask the PM? I mean, there's a bit more of a success story. It's like, no, we want the children to learn about the arts and literature and a career in alternative tracks.
Being funny.
Yeah, so when I go back and I see like my friends' kids there, and they talk to me about what is here and what is there, and I go back and I just had this crazy nostalgic download of how different things were, or how some things haven't changed, how certain things in young people don't change. Confidence, or the challenges to your confidence, certain degrees of insecurity, how teachers make you feel. And I think that last thing, how teachers make you feel, is so crucial in your development.
It is.
And the reason I ask you about how the education system is doing is because I think the work that you do is almost like a counterbalance to the stresses that maybe kids feel, because you bring a certain degree of joy to learning. And I think that's a very valuable thing.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of our goal also in a way. I mean, school, they have curriculum, they have exam syllabus to go through, and kids cannot really escape away from that. So we are like the other alternative outlet where they can learn beyond the syllabus.
Yep.
But hopefully these are important knowledge that can help, in their future, especially as they grow older and they're finding their pathways. For their GP also, because GP is like, the more you know, the better you can write.
Yeah. So there's value in MJ's work, and just keep thinking page. You went to Antarctica.
Hey, yes, I did.
That blew my mind. Tell us that story, how this happened.
Oh, wow. That is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Contrary to popular belief that I didn't actually pay for my trip there. It's so expensive. It's like 4 kidneys worth. I actually Googled for it. I'm like, there's no way I'm paying for this. So it was actually a competition.
Oh.
Yeah, that I actually won, and the first prize winner actually gets to go on this trip to Antarctica. And with Dr. Silver Earle, who's like, she's known as the Marine Royal Highness of the Ocean. I mean, that's just the name we give her. Yeah, because she's been protecting the ocean since she was like 20 plus. And now she's like 90 years old. So I actually get to meet her, like kind of my idol in person. Get to go on this trip with her. Yeah, so the trip, the whole goal is like there were scientists on board, there were researchers, but there were filmmakers, film directors, artists. So it's to bring people from different walks of life that might be doing different things, other than conservationists, to go on this trip together and to see the impacts of climate change, to document them. And then we tell it back in our own way when we're back in our home country. Yeah, so definitely once in a lifetime.
And you went in the capacity of a competition winner, you said, but as
Yes.
a content creator? Or was it like what was the competition?
Oh, it's like a youth challenge thing for like the people in the environmental scene, like climate change. Yeah, so it's not not a content creator.
Okay.
So any youth who's like maybe just interested in the environment or they've done some work, they can join this competition. Yeah, and then they'll pick the winner from it. So I think it was like 30 plus entries and all.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the one major lesson that you learned, or this life-changing lesson that you learned from that one trip that you can bring back to your community or your followers in Singapore, or just people who are interested in understanding more about conservation and climate change?
I did realize like there's a lot of science in the world, and I don't think we actually need more science to solve most of the world's climate issue. What we need is actually people to move the needle. We need the private industry to come in and give more funding, because there's so much science around, but if you produce so much science but no one is applying it and putting it to good use and using it to create solutions, then the science is pretty much just there, right, for us to learn, and that's the end, that's the full stop. So that's when I realized on the trip there, like scientists is big part of the solution, but you need everyone else on board. You need the policy makers, you need the private industry people. You need even activists and advocates, like, the younger folks out there, because they are the ones who are going to inherit the planet. So I think that was quite enlightening, because we all thought, like, the scientists, conservationists are going to save the world. But the more I grow up, the more I realize, actually, some things are not... the science is right there, right? But some things they are just like driven by, political issues or just funding issues. Like, if no one wants to funding, that's it. The problem is just gone. I mean, the problem will exist and the solutions are not there. So I think that was quite life-changing for me. And that's something that I do share a lot, especially with the older youths when I go on to conferences, when they ask, what can people do? And then I'll look at the private industry, I was like, we need more people to put the money where it matters.
You need people to put money where the science is, because the science exists, like you say, right? The data is literally there, right?
Yeah.
It's just whether enough action is being taken. Where does Singapore's role lie on this spectrum that you talk about in terms of climate change and conservation? Are we doing okay as a society, or can we do more? Unpopular opinion. Give me your unpopular, unbiased opinion about this.
This is where not tea lah. If you ask a lot of Singaporeans, I think many people, my general sentiment is like, we are not doing enough, we should do more, that kind. But surprisingly, after being to climate change conference and on international stage, the people outside of Singapore from other countries, they actually have a very good impression of Singapore, and they feel like Singapore is doing a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like you always walk past them, you have conversations with them, and then whenever we show our new water, like it's actually one of the most amazing inventions that we have in Singapore. Like people are surprised, and I'll be like, check out our new water. It's made from pea. Then they're like, oh, you can recycle water like this. So they are like there are some things that we have done really well. I think water is one of it.
Okay, interesting.
The fact that Singapore is a city in nature, like we're very urbanized. Our biggest nature reserve is right at the heart and center of Singapore. Like if you go other countries, in order to go to a nature reserve, you realize you have to like drive 3-4 hours to God knows where. But in Singapore, it's right in the middle, like the map. I think that's very, very unique, and it's only something like very few countries can actually say that they have. So the fact that we try to, as much as we can, live in harmony with, our nature and our wildlife, I think that's something to be very proud of also. That's something we do share a lot on international platforms, how we do it. We have an index, like a city biodiversity index that we developed just for Singapore and other city-states. Yeah, because we are such a unique country, right? Like urban and nature together. So the measures that we use, right, the indexes, we have to be a little bit different also. You cannot take like one from the US and then you step onto how you calculate.
What is the index called again? You just mentioned it.
City Biodiversity Index.
City Biodiversity Index, which is again applicable more to these kind of urbanized cities that try to live in harmony with nature.
Yeah, it's to measure like the biodiversity, how healthy the biodiversity is in the area. So you're welcome, NParks.
But so it means by that index, we are okay, we're healthy. Or are we like, do we have a way to go? I'm just curious. Like, so yeah, that sounds cool. And I think it's fair. I'm just trying to understand what more can, like, not the organizations, but like us do, like, you know, Singaporeans. I'll give you a small example, okay, in terms of like knowledge and understanding. I have one uncle who lives in my block. And I think, you know, he recently was just telling me, wow, Rishi, nowadays very hot, global warming, really, lucky my house got fire aircon. You know, so I don't know, I don't know if he's showing off or does he understand that actually, you know, maybe there's some trade-offs or are we all just confused? Don't know. So I don't know. Don't know whether I can go and tell uncle, maybe your aircon is a problem.
Oh no, it is, but I mean, it's so hard to stop like people from using aircon, right? Especially with the weather.
That's why.
I think it goes both ways. We need to learn more, you know, as a society to understand more around like what's happening around us and what we can really do. And even things like, you know, using aircon is actually more detrimental to the planet in general. Or even things like, if someone say this one is really eco-friendly, but is it truly eco-friendly?
Yeah,
then you think deeper, you realize like, actually it's not.
Yeah.
But greenwashing is really a big problem that, you know, a lot of the mainstream audience might not actually notice or pick up.
What did you just say? Greenwashing.
Greenwashing, yeah.
Hey, what is greenwashing? Such an interesting term. That means, sorry, I don't know.
Oh, it is maybe like a product or even a company or campaign, just whatever. They claim to be very eco-friendly. They do it in the most sustainable manner, but it's actually not. So they kind of like trick the audience, sometimes unintentionally also. Sometimes the companies or products, like companies themselves, don't even know that they are being greenwashy. Yeah, but that's a really big problem because we don't really have. We have guidelines, but there's no laws or regulations. So the companies kind of just go wild with it. And they are only subjected to the court of public opinion, which can be detrimental. So there's few companies that have been called out for greenwashing.
That means they claim that, this is a very eco-friendly product, but then some regulator look at, hey, hello, what rubbish.
Yeah, there's one facial, like, cosmetic company, they use eco-friendly. They cover it with cardboard, and then you open up, there's a plastic bottle inside. Then you just like, it's quite funny.
Oh my gosh.
God, that was quite funny.
Okay, then teacher.
Yes.
Here's the next question.
Yeah.
You mentioned cardboard, you mentioned plastics. Do I have microplastics in my brain? I read so much research and I don't know which of it is credible, which is not, but a lot of literature is out there right now saying that human brain is now filled with microplastics. Over the past 10 years, I stand corrected, but approximately it has been increasing sizably over the 10 years.
Increasing is definitely true. Okay, I'm not sure about brain. I haven't researched about that. But they've been found in human blood, human placenta. Yeah, so it is in our
body.
Yeah, it is in our body. And that's something I do share, you know, with the kids in assembly talks to let them know it's not just the environment, it's humans also. I mean, reducing of plastics in general will definitely help the situation, right? When you are less exposed to plastic. So that's generally like what we should all do, you know, around the world.
Yep.
There's certain steps that you can take to really reduce the possibility of us ingesting the plastic. So I think like microwaving with like plastic containers. I think size. I tried to pour it out in ceramic. Oh, one fun one. Not say fun lah, but interesting one. So you know if any of you do eat seafood, right?
Yep.
Cause seafood, the marine animals, they live in the ocean. That's where some of the plastics remnants are. So especially for shellfish. Because most people, when they eat shellfish, they eat the whole body. Okay. So whatever microplastic that the shellfish has accumulated, you kind of just eat it whole. As compared to like, maybe a fish, you eat the meat only, but not the entire body.
Okay.
So if you do want to have less microplastics, you can consider not eating shellfish or reduce your intake. Scientists, like there's a paper that actually shows that that's actually one of the more significant ways to consume less microplastics.
So like don't eat all the oyster, all those things that you eat at your favorite.
Because you're eating the whole body, so you eat just everything pao ke liao lah, that kind. Whether it affects human health, we still don't really know. But personally, I do feel like it probably is a certain threshold. Like once you hit a certain threshold, it might cause some detrimental effects. But as long as we are below the threshold, it should be fine. So far lah, we seem to be okay. It might take a few years before we actually see any effects happening. Yeah.
Okay. do you then straws how? Sorry, no. You know, I mean, I got metal straw at home. I travel also with like
Me too.
my metal straw, which is cool. It's just leceh to clean.
Leceh.
But you have that little thing that you buy and then you can clean. Sometimes I don't have But what's the jury on that? You know, plastic straw, paper straw. Sometimes people say, you're using paper straw, but my paper straw is dissolving in my drink.
It is.
Is it worse that I'm now drinking paper? Or
because the trees gonna cut.
I don't know. Like, I don't have the answer, but these are silly things that my microplastic filled brain thinks about sometimes.
Microplastic film. To be very honest, like if you look at the science, right, straws, they are like one of the smallest. They become a very small percentage of the plastic waste that's found in the ocean. Yeah, so a lot of the criticism comes from that, you know, like, actually you're not solving the problem, right? You know, plastic straws are not really the main issue.
Yep.
Which is fair. Yeah, but I think the idea of the whole movement of plastic straws, I think it's more than that. It's really like you see how people are willing to change their behaviors to try something new. There's a societal change, and most importantly, you see like the bigger companies stepping in.
Yep.
So this is an example I always like to use to show like actually how one small movement, one small action can actually lead to quite a big impact. Yeah, so I think it was do you remember the straw gonna pull out from the turtles?
Yeah, that video. Very disturbing video.
I think that video was a very big reason why there's this whole plastic straw movement. Yeah, and after the video came out, right, apparently a Starbucks employee shared the video with her higher ups, and then they brought it to the board, and that's how eventually Starbucks actually banned straws for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, this one video can lead to that, you know. And then when the big company do it, everyone FOMO lah, then they all join in. So McDonald's say no, Disney say no. Then I was like, wow, this is quite amazing, like this one video. So I think that's what the banning straw movement means to me. Like, it's a lot more. It's like, it shows the possibility of how we can actually change as a society, as you know, as many different countries. Yeah, if we all just willing to work together.
That's very interesting, MJ, because you talk about how one seemingly innocuous action led to such a huge movement in the greater society that everybody caught on, and I think that's great. So every time we think of what difference is my one action or my one post or my one video or my one refusal to do something or my one step to take a small action going to make, I think we can think of what you just said, right? Actually, you never know where that one action leads to.
Exactly.
Yeah, might lead to something quite significant. I want to ask you as a follow-up.
Yes.
You advocate a lot of positive things about the climate. You know, like you just told me about the straw movement, or you told me about, your understanding about plastics. Do you ever get judged as a human being outside of your MJ Biogirl character? Like when people see you in the streets, like, hey, MJ, how can like that? You say don't, then why you carry plastic bag?
Definitely. I do feel the pressure, especially being in the public space. But to be honest, once I take out my specs, people don't really recognize me. Okay, that's not saying that I'm not walking the talk, okay? It's just saying that actually it's very hard to recognize when I'm not with my specs. But I don't see it as a negative thing. I feel like the fact that people can keep me in check is a good thing, to make sure that I continue to stay on this path and I continue to mean what I say and I walk the talk, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, so actually I think for me, I see it as a very positive thing. Like, I'm willing to be judged because that I cannot be fake, right? And pretend to do something that pretend to be someone that I'm not.
Yep.
So I think that's great. I can share one really fun story. Like,
go, please.
There's something similar happened and I got like, not say cancelled lah, but someone flamed me online.
Oh no. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's important that I say what I mean online, and I will remember. So if I've never said that I was a vegetarian, like I don't think people should expect me to be a vegetarian, even though I do love veggies a lot and I eat. Yeah, but I think people have certain expectations of you, especially being in the environmental scene.
Yep.
So I think there's once that I was in Japan. I was filming myself, science videos in fact. So I was at Sushi Row, right? Then eating the scallop sushi.
Okay.
Then I was like sharing with the audience, the scallop is actually the adductor muscle that you eat. It's not the body of the scallop. It's the part where they hold the two shells together.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that it's giant lah. Yeah, so I thought that was very cool, right? Like we're actually not eating the body, we're eating the muscle that holds the two shells. Yeah. So I ended all the video eating the sushi. Yeah, and then I think one of the marine biologist people, she kind of made a whole Insta story about it and
about you eating the scallop.
Yeah, they didn't really like indicate my name exactly, but it's like this person who claims to love the ocean and protects the animal is like chowing down the sushi on camera. Then I was like. So it didn't blow up to anything, but within the community it did lah. Like people was like, "Hey, this is you, right?" I was like, of course not me lah. Then who else, right? Then
you mean within the marine biology community?
A bit of a nature community, because we kind of all follow each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I was like, oh my goodness. And the thing that hurts the most that she was a friend, like an acquaintance-ish, not like besties, but yeah. So that's when I thought, I was like, hey, actually, this could have been shared, privately in person. I would have understood, to be honest. Like, okay. Like maybe I shouldn't show, glorify it. And that's something I'm willing to make, the sacrifice I'm willing to make, especially as a public content creator.
Yep.
But the fact that it was like blasted without my knowledge was I was taken aback. Yeah, but that was a learning lesson for me. In the end, we did, we met up and we kind of talked it through and we resolved it and we are good now.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was like, okay, so people have certain expectations on me. I should kind of watch a little bit of how I present myself. Some content creators are not very happy with that. But personally, I thought it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I feel, in respect, our respect for my audience. Yep. Yeah, as long as don't cross the line lah. I think if they ask me to like absolutely like film my meal every day, then I cannot lah. Yeah. But I'll present whatever that my audience is more comfortable with.
Yeah, it's good. And your audience has been growing since the inception of your channel. Is it fair to say that's been about 6 years now, approximately?
Going to 5 years.
5 years, sorry. Okay. That's cool. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
What does the future look like for Just Keep Thinking and also for yourself, MJ? Oh,
I want to say something like nice and visionary. It's okay if I be like a bit honest.
Of course, please.
I do have a lot of big dreams. Like I want to eventually have a building of my own and it's like a mini science center or like a nature center that can open up.
Wow.
Yeah, and I want to grow myself a lot as a youth leader also. And my team is still growing. So that's something I'm always grateful for, because with a bigger team you can do more.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've been speaking to a lot of people and just thinking about the fact that, hey, is it necessary? Is my mark of success how big I grow my team or how many followers I have? Yeah, and with that, it kind of got me thinking also, actually, is it okay if I stop at a certain size and I just continue to work, through the journey that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm a little bit, as of the current moment, I'm a little bit lost figuring things out, talking to many people to see, what's their definition of success. And I was quite surprised to know some people literally fired their whole team because they realized they don't really enjoy managing people. They don't enjoy growing their company in that particular manner, where they eventually might not actually enjoy the work that they do because you kind of have to take a back seat. Yeah, so I thought that was actually very interesting to hear that different people have a different vision of what success looks like to them.
Yep.
Yeah. So currently it's still like growing the team, growing the programs team. I really want to do more programs. So if any of you, please.
You mean specifically you mean the tours, or you mean when you say programs? Can you define?
It's a wide range. So it's like tours, but also working with schools and corporates. Cause whenever I go to schools, like I feel so energized and I'm so happy to be reaching out to this.
I've seen you. So there's times we've run into each other in some schools where I'm doing some talk or some filming and you've been there. I think the last time we were at, was it, what's the school? Chongqing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we were at Chongqing High.
It was quite a big event,
Yeah. And I see the energy that you have when you are walking around the grounds, and I see that you truly enjoy it. And
I love it, yeah.
We run into each other at a lot of youth events, right? Whether it's with the National Youth Council or just randomly in schools where I'm going to tell them about, life as a joker in Singapore, and then you are giving them like, hey, you know what? Science can change your life. I feel like there is so much that young people need to understand about the flexibility of their future, if that makes sense. That is outside of the Singaporean future that they have been shown.
And the Singaporean template.
And the template.
Yeah, they've been given.
Box, that, that aspirational growing up goal that, you need to best primary school, best secondary school, best poly or JC or IT, best degree, meet your partner in uni, apply BTO, 5 years MOP, sell the BTO.
Get government job, cause iron rice bowl.
Yeah, iron rice bowl, sell your BTO, make money, buy condo, then
5
level
Cs.
up. I mean, not enough, right? That's not enough to live a meaningful life.
And the world is changing so much for them also.
If you had a chance, like if this is not like a assembly talk or whatever, but if you had an opportunity to just tell it straight to a young person in maybe at a crossroads in life, so to speak, about their careers, about their ambition, about figuring life out, what would it be?
Oh my goodness! Wow, we're going so deep. I think currently at the top of my mind, I think is to embrace failures. I feel like in Singapore, we are very scared to make mistakes, very scared to fail. Like one failure, it means like, wow, the end of your life. Yeah, but that's the only way to figure things out, right? Like when you fail and you make the mistake, that's when you know the next time what you can improve on, what you can do better. Yeah, and because if they're scared of failure, then they won't dare to try things. So I scared to fail, ma.
Yep.
Like you see that at work also. Like they scared their boss to come them. So I don't want to take this risk. Yeah, if you got 20% chance of making a mistake, right? I won't do it already.
No point.
Like, yeah, like you say in clients and projects, it's quite obvious lah. Yeah, and I think I was like, hey, why they all so scared? Like they want no risk appetite. Then it probably is because of the whole system lah. Just very scared to make mistake lah. Cause we'll get tekan, very scared to fail.
Scared to kiasi lah, they call it.
A bit, yeah. But then if you
die.
don't like look forward and you don't like think out of the box, then how are you gonna like grow as a person, right? Or grow as like an organization, a company. Yeah. So I think embracing failure is very, very important. They should get used not to purposely fail, but to know that when you fall, you can get back up again, and then the next time around you can do things better, more effectively. Yeah, and those who can embrace failure and they keep pushing themselves forward, they are the ones that usually do get to the top, and they are creating big impacts and making big waves of change.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. Like, do not be so scared, I'm always scared to fail. That's why I must always go to the safe path.
You obviously didn't take that path.
Yeah.
Yours is so unsafe that you go into the mangrove at night with strangers.
And see wild animals around me.
That's really the road less traveled. Do you believe in this quote? Traditionally, everyone, when you talk about careers, they'll say, Confucius said, find a job you love and you will never have to work a day of your life. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
No lah.
No such thing, right?
No such thing.
Hey, it's 2025.
I know.
Need to update.
I'm quite practical. I think it's quite rare to find a job that you are 100% passionate about. Yeah. So I'm quite real with the kids also. It's like, sometimes you have to let the country, right? Like a lot of children come and tell me they want to be marine biologists, which is great.
Yep.
But then some say they want to study whale. Then I was like, sorry, Singapore no whale. You want to study whale, you need to go somewhere else.
Study whale in Singapore.
Yeah, I was like, we are quite limited by the realities of the situation, what we can actually really do in our country. But that's why I tell them, like, actually a 50% relatability to your passion is good enough. And then you try to find purpose in the work that you do.
Yep.
Like for me, when I was a teacher, right, it was actually a job that I didn't want. I mean, I studied environment. I wanted to be like a biologist or do something to do with environmental education. So doing MOE syllabus as a teacher was not part of my plan. But I grew to love the job in the end and find meaning in it. I realized I can share environmental facts with the kids, even though I'm teaching like MOE syllabus at the right topics. And just interacting with the kids and making them excited about science was what gives it meaning.
Yep.
Yeah. So to find purpose in the job that you do is something that I did not expect to happen to me. So that's why I shared with the kids also, especially a lot of the younger youths out there who are like into jobs that is not their first choice. I was like, not everyone gets their first choice also.
That's interesting, because when we talk about that quote and you talking about embracing failures, I think that's very valuable because it's almost as though society has made young people and even adults believe that once you fail, no chance really. That's it, you are done. And we were in a way raised like that, right? You better don't screw up in your exam, otherwise finish, no way out of this. You're going to suffer your whole life. And I think, yeah, of course, that's not true. As an adult, you realize actually nothing in this world is permanent. Nothing is non-negotiable. And the system, as much as it seems like a super rigid system, has a lot more flexibility than you realize. That has been my experience. You can choose to just accept everything, or you can choose to question, maybe challenge it, challenge yourself, your own expectations and society's expectations. And who knows, one day you might be on a path like yours,
Yeah. You got to work hard though. I must say, it's not easy, but if you work hard enough, you do it every single day. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
This comic that I really love on BoJack Horseman is like it's hard at the beginning and it will get easier over time. But the hardest part is you have to try it every single day. You have to do your best every single day.
And what I've personally learned is that if you find a job, even if you find a job that you truly love, there will be parts of it you simply don't like.
Exactly.
You got to be ready for that. It's not like, oh my God, I found my first choice, love this life, love this job. But there's going to be parts of it that are going to be super boring, super annoying.
Always, 100%.
You really don't want to do that part of it, but you need to do those parts of it so that you can continue doing the aspect of it that you truly love.
Yeah, see the bigger picture at the end. Like if eventually your work brings you joy, brings purpose to a lot of other people, it creates a good impact, then that will be the main motivation that pushes you forward.
I think we need more young people who enjoy working with young people. There's a lot of value in that. They see you as a role model. They see you as, in my opinion, they see you as the potential beacon of hope that, hey, I can study hard and I don't have to be stuck doing just back-end stuff. I can go out there and live out my dreams and have fun and have my own science center one day maybe. Who knows?
Hopefully one day, fingers crossed.
MJ, thank you so much for being on the show. It's a real honor. I hope you continue doing the good work that you're doing. I hope you continue inspiring youths and teaching all of us how to enjoy science a bit more.
Bye-bye.
Folks, that was MJ the Biogirl. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, do consider following her social media handles. We're going to leave that in the description below. And also tune into our next episode where I have another good friend joining me on the Rishi Report SG60 podcast series. We'll see you all very soon.